welcome back to another episode of Unsuccessful, the show where we talk to successful people about their careers, but through a more intimate lens. I'm your favorite host, Nicole, back for the second week, and today we have a very special guest for you. He's a former professional baseball player and future business owner, Martin Figueroa. How are you today?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Nicole? Everything good?
I'm good, thank you. Excited to be here. Excited to get to know you and a little bit about your baseball career today.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Let's do it.
All right, so first, I just want to ask you, can you tell me a little bit about yourself and a little bit about where you grew up and, how you got to where you are?
Yes, of course. So obviously my name is Martin Figueroa. So I was born in the Dominican Republic in Santo Domingo. I moved out here to the States when I was 12, 13, in 2009, I believe it was. And I actually went to high school here in Elizabeth High School. But going back a little bit, like I said, I grew up in Santo Domingo. Everything was just great over there with good weather all the time. Then coming here to the cold weather in December, because I came here in December, the first thing I saw was snow. So I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to like this. But yeah, that's a little background about me.
Good to know. I'm jealous that you got to grow up there because I will say I'm not a fan of the cold, so I don't blame you for coming here
Yeah.
and not being too sure. But throughout your life, is there anything or anybody that inspired you or motivated you to play baseball?
Not really. I think baseball is something that I got motivated by myself, something I grew up loving, and something that it was the first sport I saw people playing in the DR. That's the main sport that everyone plays over there. So it's something I just grew up loving and doing. So, yeah.
That's awesome. And I know you have a very detailed and long history in baseball as a professional player. Can you give me an overview of the types of teams that you were on and where you were while you were playing?
Yes. So I went to Elizabeth High School here. That's where my career started. From there, I attended the University of Rhode Island, where I spent 4 years. I got drafted my senior year by the Houston Astros. I spent the year with the Houston Astros. Then I got out of affiliated baseball. I went to independent baseball to a team called Sussex County in the Can-Am League, and that's where I won my first championship. From there, I went back to affiliated with the St. Louis Cardinals, where I spent another year. Then COVID hit, so I had to get out of affiliated again, and I've been playing in indie ball ever since. Last year in 2022, I went to Mexico, spent the year in Mexico playing ball, so that was awesome. Went to DR and played winter ball in DR too, so that was another thing that's been pretty cool. Also went to Colombia and played in a World Cup, so that was awesome too. Yeah, I've been around a little bit.
Definitely sounds like it. That's awesome. You've gotten to go not only all over the place in this country, but you've gotten to go to other places too, back to where you're from. And, that's quite the journey you've been on. Now, with everything in life, there's always a little bit of a struggle while you're achieving success.
Right.
When you were playing, what was some of the struggles that you faced and how did you overcome them?
The first struggle I had to face was when I got hurt. I had to get surgery. I had to get full reconstruction of my shoulder. So I was out for the whole year, could not play. That was hard because that was the only thing that I knew how to do at the time, the only thing I loved to do. So, yeah, it was tough. But, with the help with my family, friends, it was easy to overcome, really, and just hard work, honestly.
I know that injuries a lot of the times are really hard for athletes because, like you were saying, it's a big identity crisis because then you can't play baseball.
Mm-hmm.
When you were going through PT and rehab, did you know that you were going to be able to come back to baseball?
No. Honestly, after surgery, I was not able to even move my arm. I had to start, the first day of therapy was like going up a stair, like with my fingers, and I spent 2 months doing that. I was like, I'm not gonna play ever again. This is not gonna work. I'm 2 months into therapy and I can only go up the stairs with my fingers. So no, it was hard. It was hard.
So mentally, how did you push through that to now you were able to then play baseball again? Like, what was that process? Because I'm sure that's really defeating to be so little in so long.
Yes, I just had to honestly dig very deep and get it out of myself with the help of my family and friends. They were there for me um, through the whole process, like pushing me to go to therapy every day. I was going to therapy every Monday through Friday, not missing one day. Sometimes I could not drive because the pain, so people had to take me to therapy, and for me not to miss one day, that it shows the appreciation, like the friends and family I have, that the love that they showed to me. It was awesome.
Absolutely. A strong support system is always really important for anything in life when you're struggling, but especially as an athlete. And I'm really happy that you were able to then play again. It's
Yeah,
to have that full reconstruction. That's amazing.
and I came back, and that year was actually the best year I've had so far in baseball. So it was a cool story for sure.
That's amazing. So, as we know, especially in the realm of athletics, there's not always a straight line to success. Were there any failures that you faced, like in the road to your success?
Um, yes, I mean I wouldn't call it a failure. I would just call it little rock in the way, a little hurdle that I had to overcome.
Mm-hmm.
You know, cross. It was when I was with the Cardinals. Right before COVID hit. It was a tough time because I had just come off probably my best season in baseball. I was an All-Star, NY Penn League All-Star. I was an MVP that year with the Cardinals. So it was when COVID hit, everyone had to go home. And then after that, a couple months later, they were calling people, releasing people because they had to. There was no other option. And I got that call. I was out of a job. I was out of baseball. So it was kind of tough that year, because it was a year and a half, I believe it was. So that's something that it was tough that I had to overcome.
Now, when you were in the midst of not having a job in baseball and you got released from your team, especially off of the height of your best season, were you afraid that you maybe weren't going to find a way into baseball again?
I wouldn't say afraid because I believe in my abilities, on what I had to do. I knew I was a good player, but I was a little nervous because I knew it was a tough situation because there was a lot of players out there at the end of the day. A lot of players got released and a lot of players were looking for a job. So it was definitely tough and mentally draining.
I'm sure. COVID, I know, was a hard time for a lot of people and a lot of careers too. But off of the height of your best season, did you think that maybe being indoors and having to stop doing basic things for baseball because of COVID, do you think that that in the moment would have impacted your abilities to play baseball in the future?
Um, yes and no, honestly. It definitely had an impact because it's a year that you lose. It's a year that you're off of baseball. It's a year that you can't advance within the system. So honestly, yes. And it was good. At the end of the day, COVID was also good because I learned a lot of things. I learned how to have patience, how to have a lot of more responsibilities to do and stuff. So it was good.
Well, I'm glad that in the face of a struggle and a hurdle for you, you were able to overcome it. And I'm glad that at least something positive came
Yeah,
out of
and a lot
your
of golf
COVID
for sure.
experience. Absolutely. Good little solo sport. Now, I want to transition a little bit. So, we talked about your baseball career, but I do know that you are taking on another endeavor. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
So yeah, I'm opening up a new training facility here. It's a baseball training facility. There will be batting cages in there. It's actually here in Elizabeth. The address is 367 Ruder Ave. It's right by the Edison High School in front of the McDonald's across the 109. We will be opening December 14. That's the grand opening. Free food for everybody. So if you're there, come around. But yeah, it's something I'm looking forward to do. To help the community out, help the kids, because we do have a lot of talent here in Elizabeth. It's just not shown. There's not a lot of kids getting the help that they need to get to that next level. So I've been through it. I know the steps that they need to take. So it's something that I've been trying to do for a long time. So it's finally time for me to do it.
That's amazing. And to give back to the community as an athlete, I know is so important. And you see it all over the place with, anywhere from the NFL to the MLB, where athletes will go and they'll do community service. But to do community service for your own community where you
Right.
started your baseball
Yep.
career, that's such a full circle moment. How does that part feel for you?
I mean, it feels really good. It feels awesome. I feel great to be able to come back and give back to my own community. To be able to help the kids from my own hometown to represent. Like we got to keep the line moving. So yeah, it makes me feel pretty good.
Absolutely. That's amazing. And now, in the whole spirit of baseball and business and struggling for your success, was there any bit of a struggle that you faced with running this or opening this business? And did anything that you learned in baseball in that career help you with this?
Honestly, it's been a pretty good, smooth transition, even with the help of the community too. Again, getting me in contact with the right people, to be able to get the high school to be, come in and work out there so that way they can have all the equipment, all the stuff that they need to be able to get, to advance and be able to win. But it's been a smooth transition. I really can't complain. Everything's been really good. Yep.
That's amazing. And, I'm so happy for you. I'm so excited that you're having your grand opening not too long before, or this interview is not too long before your grand
Yeah.
opening. So that was awesome. So now everybody can know about that, and hopefully they'll be able to come out, especially if they're baseball
Right.
fans. What would you do differently if you could?
I wouldn't do anything differently, because I think I did everything that I could and I did it the right way. Plus, everything that I did in my life, I did it for a reason. So I don't regret anything. So yeah.
As we're getting to wrap up here, is there any advice that you want to leave with our viewers? Because every time we do an episode for Unsuccessful, we always want to give a piece back to our community
Right.
and help them out if they're struggling. So do you have any advice that you can give?
Yes, of course. I just want to say, like, follow your dreams. Like, do whatever you want to do because it's your life. At the end of the day, like, do what makes you happy, what fills you with joy, and just live your life correct. Like, do the right things and you'll be good.
Thank you for that. I love that. And anything maybe specific to youth, like maybe youth oriented, so the kids that are coming up in baseball?
For the kids that are coming up in baseball, enjoy the game. Have fun, work hard. But most importantly, have fun. Enjoy those years that you have now coming up because those are the fun years.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
being here. I really appreciated having you on. It's always lovely to get to talk to anybody about their success, but I love that we had on a professional athlete. Congratulations to you,
Thank
and
you,
good luck
thank
with
you.
your business. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll be here next week. I'm your host, Nicole Mail, and until next time.